You don't belong in first class, Sophia snapped, ripping my perfectly valid boarding pass right down the middle like it was nothing, her eyes locking on me. Just a man in a plain black t-shirt and jeans, not realizing in less than half an hour she'd be out of a job, right there in front of a full cabin and a whole mess of rolling cameras. That day wasn't just a flight gone sideways, it was the day Horizon Airlines had to face everything it tried to sweep under the rug. And me. I wasn't just some nobody in sneakers. I was Elias Van Sasio, billionaire, and, wouldn't you know, owner of a quarter of the very airline I was about to be kicked off of, just because I didn't look the part. Let me back up a sec. This was June 20th, Gate B14 at O'Hare. Flight to LA, supposed to leave at 6:23 sharp, first class, looking like an ad, quiet, spotless, the kind of place that makes you feel like you're getting away with something. But I wasn't there for the free champagne. I'd heard bad things about how Horizon was treating folks based on how they looked, not who they were. PR had been brushing it off for months, so I decided to find out for myself. Dressed down as low-key as I could. No watch, no suit, just me, jeans, and my real name on the ticket. C2A, first class, no favor, just full price. You know what I mean. Right as I sat down, Sophia, mid-30s, sharp eyes, looked me up and down. Sir, I think you're in the wrong cabin. Not even a glance at my boarding pass, just the assumption. Kevin, another flight attendant, swaggered over. Yeah, man, you sure you're in the right place? Smug as anything. I handed over my ticket and ID. Sophia barely looked at them. This has to be fake. We've seen this before. Last month in Dallas, Captain Alan Maxwell, tall, all authority, walks over. Sir, you'll have to leave. We have VIPs for that seat. Already making room for Mark and Jessica Thorne, a couple dripping in platinum medallion tags, holding their champagne like it was a trophy. That's when Grace, airport security, stepped in, hand near her belt, laying it out. Either I move or get escorted off. A few rows back, Clara, brand new flight attendant. Just a kid, real to speak up. I think his ticket's real. I saw it skin green. Sophia shut her down quick, told her to butt out. But Clara, smart, started recording on her phone. Over in row 4, Laura and David, to passengers who'd seen enough, started filming too. This is discrimination, Laura muttered, and David just shook his head. This is going to blow up. Watch. Sophia, getting bolder, snatched my boarding pass and ripped it up. You're going to economy, or you're off. I blinked. Steady, excuse me, but she was done talking. Grace called for backup. Meanwhile, Mark and Jessica slid right into my seat, like it was made for them. I called Sarah, my right hand at the company. We've got a situation. She was already on it. Laura uploaded her video to TikTok, Horizon shock, and in seconds, views started ticking up. Kevin and Sophia, over in the galley, joked about me. He probably printed that at home. Not in those jeans, honey. Clara, listening, kept recording, sick to her stomach. Alan came back. Last warning. I stood not to leave, just to face them. You're making a mistake. You have no idea who I am. Sophia rolled her eyes. Nobody. Economy's that way. That's when Laura and David jumped in. He's got a valid ticket. Passengers started murmuring. Grace stepped forward. Sir, move now. I didn't budge. You're going to regret this. Alan scoffed, but even the captain could feel the room shifting. Clara came back. Captain, really, you should listen. He belongs here. She got shut down again, but Laura, filming, called it out. The internet's watching. Sophia quietly deleted my name from the seating log, whispering to Kevin. No record of Vance ever booking to A, but Clara saw the whole thing. I sat back, not defeated, just done playing. You're ruining this company, I told Sophia. It's not your company, she spat. Want to bet? I answered, low. Passengers started talking, some recognizing me. Sophia snapped, policy is policy, that word, heavy as a hammer. I looked around, thorns in my seat, everyone watching. Grace came back, don't make this harder than it needs to be, but Clara kept saying, his skin was green, didn't matter to Sophia, or Kevin, or the captain. So I pulled out my phone, spoke to Sarah. Send the audio to the board. It's time, Sophia mocked, recording us for what? YouTube. Kevin laughed, maybe he'll go viral. Laura kept filming. This is wrong. He hasn't raised his voice once. David nodded. You'll keep saying policy, but you won't look at his ID. Alan started quoting FAA guidelines. trying to shut it down, but Laura wasn't having it. He showed you everything. You tore up his ticket and lied. Sophia shot back. No record of Vance into A. Clara shook, realizing she'd just watched Sophia delete me from the system. The cabin got kind of quiet, where you know something's about to break. Elias leaned back, thinking about the job offer I didn't get at 25, told I wasn't the image they wanted. That rejection became fuel, all the way to owning a piece of this airline. Now, here I was, getting treated like trash on my own plane. Sarah pinged me again. Board was on standby. Clara stepped forward. I recorded what Sophia and Kevin said. The board should hear it. Alan turned red. That's a violation of protocol. Clara didn't budge. So is what they did. Laura and David backed her. Other passengers chiming in. Us too. The tide turned was just about me anymore. Alan, losing his grip, called it escalation. Grace, growing desperate. Sir, final warning. I looked her dead in the eyes. I suggest you wait 5 minutes, she frowned. Why? Because by then, you'll get a call from someone who signs your paychecks. Laura looked at David, then back at me. Who are you? But I stayed quiet. Clara, her hands shaking, said, his ticket scanned green. I double-checked. Sophia shot back. He's probably scamming. I turned to Sophia. You're talking to someone who's flown this airline longer than you've worked here. Kevin tried to joke. But Laura cut in. He knows the rules better than you. David said, you're going to lose your jobs. Sophia started to panic. Do you think he's somebody? Kevin's eyes narrowed. He looks familiar. Clara's eyes widened, and Sarah's voice came through. They know who you are. The board's ready. My smile turned sharp. Let's give them that move. Clara stepped into the aisle. I have everything recorded. I'll send it to the board if you try to remove him. Sophia froze. Kevin backed off. Alan cursed under his breath. Laura's video hit 5,000 views. The pressure was real. I stood up. Your bias ends here. The cabin, once quiet, was suddenly with messengers standing up, voices rising. Captain Allen got on the intercom, calling me a non-compliant individual. Grace stepped up to remove me, but I stared her down. You put your hands on me, you'll answer to a boardroom. Not a holding cell, she paused, realizing I meant it. Laura's video hit 95,000 views. David's crossed 10 OK. Clara found her voice. Captain, I have proof Sophia deleted his name. Sophia tried to deny it. Clara stood her ground. You said it. I recorded it. The rumor of Tedbusers arguing, filming, standing between me and the crew. Grace looked to Alan. This isn't right. Alan, panicked, tried to take control. Remove him now. Sophia stormed down the aisle. Kevin closed behind. Grace's hand near my shoulder. I didn't move. Sarah, confirm board status. Sarah, the board is live. They're ready. As Grace reached for me, I told her quietly, you're one decision away from saving your job or losing it forever. Passengers blocked the aisle. Laura declared, you're not taking him anywhere. David added, that's not security, that's abuse. Passengers stood shoulder to shoulder, holding phones, muttering no one backing down. Clara stepped forward. I heard them joke about making it look like a mix-up. Sophia shot back, you're a trainee, you don't know protocol. Clara shook her head. I know right from wrong. And this is wrong. Laura yelled, shut it, Captain, we've all heard the audio. David, my video hit 2 million views. The world's watching now. Alan's jaw clenched. Sarah's voice in my ear. John says it's time. Emily and Thomas back you fully. You're cleared to act. I stepped forward, not to attack, just to be seen. I turned to the passengers, thank you. For not staying quiet, then to Clara, you showed more integrity in one day than most do in a career. Sophia tried to salvage, maybe we misjudged. I stopped her, you chose. You tore up my ticket, erased my name, mocked me. Now the mask is off. Alan tried to escalate, we'll call federal security. I finally stepped fully into the aisle. I am Elias Vance, CEO and 25% shareholder. The board is aware of every second. Silence. Then John, a board member, came through my phone. Any employee who interferes further will be terminated. Grace stepped back. Sophia begged. I didn't know, I replied. That's the point. You don't treat people with respect unless you think they're somebody. Kevin pleaded. It wasn't personal. I cut him off. Stop talking. You had chances. To Alan. You overrode policy for a VIP couple because you thought someone like me couldn't belong here. Alan looked down. I made a judgment call. No, you made a biased call. And now you're grounded. Sarah, replacement crew arriving. Proceed with escort. I gave Sophia, Kevin, and Alan space to exit. You are relieved of duty. Permanently. Passengers applauded not loud, but real. I turned to Grace. You hesitated, but you didn't push too far. You'll be retrained, assigned to a new base, shadowing Clara. Clara, in shock, got her wings promoted on the spot. Passengers smiled, one saying, "Finally, someone who gives a damn." Sarah confirmed compensation for affected passengers, new training, policy audits. Laura wiped her eyes. You changed this airline tonight. David added, "This is going to be in every news cycle." Outside, the fired crew stood under fluorescent lights, stripped of titles, while I told them, "You knew what you were doing. All you had to know was that I was a human being who paid for a seat." Kevin, no jokes left, just stared at the floor. Captain Allen muttered, "I served 23 years, I replied. "Then you should have known better." Grace stepped up. "You gave me a choice." I almost blew it. I nodded. "What matters is what you do next." She'd start retraining with Clara. Back at the gate, Clara stared at her badge, fellow crew congratulating her. Sarah's voice. Kevin admitted they've done this before. 3 other complaints. Logs altered, all minorities. My jaw tightened. "Let's clean house," I said. When the new crew arrived, passengers gave a quiet applause as I thanked them for standing up. No one should have to look like money to be treated like a person. Back into A, unchallenged, I watched the city lights fade, knowing we'd started something bigger than one flight. The cabin was calm. Clara worked her new role, purposeful and proud. Laura and David leaned over. "You've changed more than this flight." I smiled. It was never about going viral. It was about being visible. As the plane reached cruising altitude, the new captain thanked me for restoring trust. There was soft clapping, nothing showy, just honest. For once, it felt like justice didn't need to be shouted to be real. So here's my question to Yohit. Would you have done? Is it enough to fire a few bad apples, or does true justice require all of US crew, passengers, management show up and demand better? Drop your thoughts below. What's the line between policy and prejudice, and who gets to draw it? Let's talk about what justice should look like, right here, right now.